God says, before you understood what was shifting, before you could put language to the pressure in your chest or the quiet restlessness that followed you into sleep, this change was already in motion, already larger than anything you imagined, already carrying your name like a signature written in light. And you felt it not as noise, but as a pull, subtle yet undeniable, the way gravity works without announcing itself, the way destiny doesn't ask permission before it begins rearranging your life from the inside out. There have been moments when you wondered why certain doors closed without explanation, why paths you were certain about suddenly dissolved, why familiar ground no longer felt stable beneath your feet. And God says it was not punishment, it was positioning. Because what is coming cannot rest on what you used to be. And this change required room, required silence, required separation from patterns that once felt safe, but were never meant to be permanent. You were being moved without being fully informed, protected without being fully aware, guided even when you thought you were standing still. God says this change is bigger because it is not limited to one area of your life, not confined to one outcome or one season, but expansive, stretching across your identity, your purpose, your voice, and the way others will recognize what you carry. It has your name on it because no one else could walk the road you walked, survive the weight you carried quietly, or remain standing when the pressure increased and the applause disappeared. Your endurance was not random. Your patience was not wasted. Every unseen choice mattered more than you know. There were nights when you replayed conversations in your mind, wondering if you should have spoken up sooner, walked away faster, trusted yourself more deeply, and God says those reflections were shaping discernment, not regret. You were learning how to listen beneath words, how to feel truth even when it wasn't spoken aloud, how to recognize when something no longer aligned with who you were becoming. This change needed that level of awareness, that depth of perception, because what is next will require you to move with confidence, even when clarity unfolds gradually. God says you are not late, you are not behind, and you have not missed anything meant for you. What feels delayed has been protected. What feels uncertain has been preserved. Timing was essential, because this change intersects with other lives, other moments, other divine alignments that could not be rushed without weakening the impact. When it arrives fully, it will make sense not just to you, but to those who once doubted, questioned, or underestimated the quiet strength you carried. There is a reason you were kept hidden while others were seen. A reason your progress felt internal, while others celebrated external milestones. And God says it was because this transformation had to be rooted, not rushed, anchored, not announced. What grows in silence grows strong, and what is revealed all at once carries authority. This change is not asking for permission. It will speak for itself through the way you move, the way you decide, the way your presence shifts rooms without effort. God says, release the version of yourself that survived by shrinking, by staying agreeable, by choosing peace over truth when your spirit was restless. That version kept you alive, but it cannot lead you forward. This change requires expansion, honesty, and a willingness to stand in who you are without apology or explanation. You are not becoming someone else. You are finally allowing yourself to be fully revealed. There were lessons you learned the hard way, through disappointment, through betrayal, through trusting people who could not meet you where you stood. And God says those experiences were not meant to harden you, but to refine you. You learned boundaries without bitterness, strength without cruelty, clarity without fear. This change carries wisdom that cannot be taught, only lived, and you have lived it. God says your name is on this change, because your voice matters in ways you have not fully seen yet. The words you speak, the presence you hold, the energy you bring into spaces will unlock things in others without you trying. You will notice people listening differently, responding more honestly, opening up without prompting, and it will not be because you demanded attention, but because you earned resonance through authenticity. There were moments when you almost gave up on expecting more, when disappointment tried to convince you that hoping was foolish, that wanting deeply was dangerous. And God says that tension was preparing you to receive without clinging, to desire without desperation. This change will meet you where you are grounded, not where you are grasping. You will recognize it not by chaos, but by peace, not by urgency, but by alignment. God says stop questioning whether you are ready. Readiness is not about perfection, and worthiness is not something you earn through suffering. You are ready because you stayed, because you learned, because you listened, because you didn't abandon yourself even when it would have been easier to numb or distract. This change does not require you to become more. It requires you to trust what has already been built within you. As this change unfolds, you may feel moments of unfamiliar calm, a quiet confidence replacing the need for reassurance. And God says, let it happen. You are stepping into a season where validation comes from alignment, not applause, where progress feels steady instead of dramatic, and where fulfillment replaces the constant search for approval. This is not a temporary shift. This is a new way of being. God says some people will not recognize you at first, not because you changed too much, but because they only knew the version of you that adapted to survive. Do not explain. Do not defend. Let consistency speak. Let peace be your response. Those who are meant to walk with you will adjust naturally. Those who are not will drift without conflict. This change is bigger because it will outlast trends, seasons, and opinions. It will settle into your life as something stable, something sustaining, something that grows rather than burns out. You will no longer chase what drains you or settle for what feels almost right. Discernment will feel instinctive. Decisions will feel cleaner. Life will feel quieter in the best way. God says trust the stillness you are entering. It is not emptiness, it is alignment. It is the space where clarity forms, where confidence deepens, where purpose becomes lived rather than imagined. You are not losing momentum, you are gaining direction. And as you stand on the edge of what is unfolding, God says, remember this. This change did not come to impress others. It came to free you. It came to return you to yourself, to the version of you that knows how to move forward without fear, how to receive without guilt, how to lead without losing tenderness. This is only the beginning, and it is already carrying your name. And what is unfolding now will not announce itself loudly, because truth does not need volume to be powerful. And this change will arrive with a sense of recognition rather than surprise, like something you have known before but could not yet name. Something that feels familiar even as it transforms everything. You may notice it first in the way your reactions soften, in how you no longer feel compelled to prove, explain, or chase. And God says, this is evidence that the shift has already taken root, that your inner world is finally catching up to the strength you have carried quietly for so long. There will be moments when you look back and realize how much you tolerated simply because you didn't yet know how valuable your peace was, how much energy you gave to situations that never planned to give back. And God says, do not judge that version of yourself. That version was learning discernment through experience, learning how to choose wisely without becoming closed, how to love deeply without losing self-respect. This change honors that journey by building on it, not erasing it. God says this transformation will refine your relationships, not through force, but through alignment. Some connections will grow stronger without effort, becoming more honest, more balanced, more life-giving. Others will fade naturally, without drama, without confrontation, simply because the version of you that once sustained them no longer exists. You will feel less guilt about this than you expect, because peace will confirm what logic once debated. As this change continues, you may feel drawn to stillness more than noise, depth more than distraction. And God says that is because your spirit now recognizes what feeds it. You are no longer interested in surface-level fulfillment or borrowed identities. What you crave now is substance, meaning, resonance. This is not withdrawal from life. This is engagement at a higher level of awareness. God says your confidence will no longer feel sharp or defensive. It will feel calm, steady, and unshakable. You will trust your instincts without second-guessing them into silence. You will speak when it matters and remain quiet when silence carries more power. This discernment will protect you more than any external validation ever could. There will be opportunities that appear unexpectedly, not because you forced them into existence, but because your alignment made space for them. God says you will recognize the right ones not by how impressive they look, but by how peaceful they feel. What is meant for you will not require you to abandon yourself, rush your decisions, or compromise your values. It will meet you where you are grounded. God says your name being on this change means you will no longer blend into rooms where you are never meant to disappear. Your presence will carry weight, not through dominance, but through authenticity. People will sense your clarity, your steadiness, your refusal to participate in chaos, and it will either draw them closer or make them uncomfortable. Both responses are confirmation that the shift is real. You may find yourself releasing old fears that once felt permanent, fears of being misunderstood, overlooked, or left behind. And God says those fears no longer serve you because you are no longer operating from scarcity. You are learning to trust that what is aligned will stay, what is not will leave, and neither outcome threatens who you are becoming. God says this change will also reshape how you see success. It will no longer be defined by speed, comparison, or external approval. Success will feel like integrity, like waking up without dread, like making decisions that honor your long-term peace instead of short-term comfort. You will measure progress by how grounded you feel, not by how much you impress others. There will be moments when old patterns try to resurface, when familiar doubts whisper that this calm is temporary or undeserved, and God says recognize those moments without surrendering to them. Growth does not erase memory overnight, but awareness gives you choice. You are no longer bound to react from old wounds. You can respond from wisdom. God says your creativity, your insight, your ability to see beneath the surface will deepen in this season. Ideas will come more clearly. Solutions will feel intuitive. You will trust your timing instead of forcing outcomes. This change is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters with intention and clarity. As you continue forward, God says you will notice how much lighter life feels when you stop carrying what was never yours to hold. Other people's expectations, unresolved emotions, and projections will lose their grip on you. You will offer compassion without absorbing burden. You will support without self-sacrifice. This balance is part of the change. God says this transformation will teach you how to receive without guilt. When goodness arrives, when stability settles in, when joy becomes consistent instead of fleeting, you will no longer brace for loss. You will allow yourself to stay present, to trust the moment, to believe that peace can be sustainable. This is not naivety. This is healed perspective. There will be a quiet authority in how you move now, an inner knowing that does not require agreement to remain true. And God says this authority was earned through endurance, reflection, and restraint. You learned when to fight and when to release, when to speak and when to wait. This wisdom will guide you more reliably than urgency ever did. God says your future is not fragile, it is grounded. What is being built now has roots, not just momentum. It will withstand uncertainty, adapt to change, and continue growing even when conditions shift. You will no longer fear starting over, because you now understand that you carry the foundation within you. As this change settles fully into your life, God says you will recognize yourself more clearly than ever before, not as a role you perform or a version shaped by survival, but as someone whole, capable, and aligned. You will move forward with trust instead of tension, with purpose instead of pressure, with peace instead of proof. And God says, remember this above all else. This change was never meant to overwhelm you. It was meant to restore you. It is bigger because it touches everything. It has your name on it, because no one else could become who you have become to carry it. What lies ahead is not something you must chase. It is something you are ready to live. Thank you so much, friends, for watching this video on God Jesus Message. I pray that the teachings of Jesus have touched your heart, given you hope, and inspired you to live in His love today. If you enjoyed this message, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Bible teachings, prayers, and inspirational messages. We'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts, prayers, or what God has been teaching you lately.